Okay, I'll just let you guys start off and lead me where you want me to go. Come on, Evan, it's the first time you've been lost for words.
Yeah, I know. Justin had a nice game against Georgia. How's he going to build on that during the off week of this week?
Well, it's a process, and what a lot of people don't realize is, when you're dealing, especially at quarterbacks and young players, and I still view Justin as a young player relative to experience, is every week is a new week. Every game has a new life. So your preparation is brand new, a different game plan, the mental effort, the mental intensity, and that's what happens with freshmen at times is the bulk of the season, it all adds up on them. And so there's a lot that goes into it, but I think Justin has had a high level of consistency. He's gained a lot of confidence, but you're only as good as your last game, and we're going to need a lot from him Saturday, and he's going to be challenged, with his pocket presence and just the overall leadership and management of the offense.
Coach, when you look at film of Jadavian Clowney, what words come to mind?
Well, I think first of all his explosiveness off the football. He's disruptive. And he plays. He can run the ball down from the backside. So you have to make sure that he's accounted for on every snap. But they also have great players around him. So if you pay so much attention to him, there's one-on-one matchups across the board. So we have to do a great job of playing as a collective unit, not only up front, but at tight end and at the running back position as well.
Which with Tiny, he's probably thought about this game since the end of that last one.
Too much is made of that. Everyone wants to make a big deal about Tiny and Jadavian, but they do a great job. He'll be lined up over Jawan James as much as Tiny. So I think people have made too much. That was one game. I don't know why I've watched the game, but it's our entire offensive front. It's not just Jadavian Clowney. He's a great player, but they have great players around them. They have a great secondary. So I'm not buying that at all.
South Carolina held the ball for 43 minutes versus Arkansas. They also were 5 for 5 on fourth downs. What is it about their offense that they're having so much success right now?
Well, I think it starts with Connor Shaw. He's a great quarterback, and he's managing their offense. He makes all the throws. He can make the short, the intermediate, and the deep ball. They've thrown the deep ball exceptionally well, but he can also run. And then you look at the running backs, and you look at the wideouts, and then you look at them defensively. Arkansas had 37 plays on offense. Arkansas had 30 yards throwing the football. So we have to do a great job of possessing the ball offensively. And it's going to be a great challenge. There's a reason why, they're a top 10 football team. They're very, very talented.
Which when you look at Mike Davis, does he remind you of a lot of the talented backs that have been in the SEC the last couple of years?
Very explosive. He can hit. He gets the ball north and south, and has great speed. So yeah, he does. He's very explosive.
And for your linebackers in the line, I guess what's the key to kind of containing him?
Well, that's the big thing is, containing their entire offense. We can't give up big plays, whether it's them running the football or, deep touchdown passes or big splash plays. It's really the same formula every game. And in the SEC, we play explosive offenses and defenses every week. And very talented football teams. I think 7 ranked football teams that we will play. So I think the big thing is making them earn everything that they get, and that's a challenge. Can you speak?
South Carolina's defensive numbers were much better against Arkansas than the previous games. When you watch that tape versus the previous game tape, is there a lot different? What did they do different? Why were they so much more effective defensively against Arkansas than the previous games?
Well, I think first of all they executed, and second of all big plays. The post up top, some big runs. So anytime you have big explosive plays, that creates opportunities. That's a momentum swing. And they made plays. And like I said, they're a very good football team.
How much has Corey Miller changed as a football player since the time you guys took over?
Night and day, completely different from when we walked in here, playing with a lot of confidence. Again, we have a high standard and expectation by which we expect our seniors to perform. And he's an individual who's, he's leading, he's vocal, He's giving great effort, and he's accountable. And I love everything about him, and he continues to develop and get better week in and week out. And we're going to need a big effort from him Saturday.
Which I know when you talk about bye weeks, you like your team to be fresh physically, but mentally, was this team where you wanted them today and being
No,
dominated?
not. You know, it's part of that experience factor of we had a great bye week, but now this is game week. You know, the intensity picks up, your mental effort, your mental intensity, you know, your training room. I mean, we're going through things. We have freshman wideouts, and it's what I talked about, the accumulation of experience. You know, they're learning now what it is to go through the grind of a college football season. You know, of getting in, getting treatments, not twice a week, you know, a day. It's 3, 4, 5 times. Now managing your academic workload, and it's a whole maturity level. And I can see that in our freshmen is they're learning that. But it was not up to our standard and our expectation. And I place it on our upperclassmen, our seniors, of them understanding the standard by which we're going to practice day in and day out and game week preparation. And, you know, it's not a work week. It's not a bye week anymore. It's game week. You know, so there's a lot that goes into it, and everything is a learning experience. This is our first time at going through an off week, you know, a work week with our football team, and understanding now, you know, it's a new game plan. You know, there's new mental intensity, you know, everything that's required leading up to Saturday.
Any updates on Kurt Magid and Devin Young?
Kurt Magid's still out. Devin Young practiced today, and we'll see how he progresses. You know, he's still, you know, it's a lot to expect from a young man who's missed a number of weeks, and to come back and be in football shape mentally and physically. You know, we may have to pick our spots on Saturday, but we'll see what type of practice he's had.
Is there any timetable about when
No.
they decide about whether it's
No. Right now, I don't anticipate him playing. You know, I always think of the worst case scenario. We're not expecting him to play this year. If he doesn't, he'll redshirt, and we'll move on. If he's ready to go, and based on where we're at in the season, then we'll make that determination. But right now, I'm not expecting him to play.
Marlon Lane?
He's back. You know, he's practiced. He practiced during the work week, and he was back practicing today, so he's going to play on Saturday. We'll see how he progresses. You know, he went today. He went during the work week. So, again, it's getting yourself in a football condition and football shape. And, you know, he's been out a number of weeks. So if he does play, we'll have to pick our spots with him. But he is practicing.
Blaine was the foot, or Blaine was the foot?
Yes. Yep.
With Devin showing, I guess he can catch the ball. Looked like earlier today he was able to, you know, punch, kickoffs, and catch the ball from
Right.
the quarterback. How big was that of a step? Obviously, with the receiver coming back from a hand or thumb ball.
Well, it is, you know, and the cast is off, but it's playing yourself in a football condition and mentally. You know, the mental reps and, you know, understanding the offense and playing fast and, you know, getting yourself into game shape, you know, and that's the thing is, you know, with receiver, it's catching it, it's advancing the ball, it's playing the next play, it's playing fast, so it's going to be a process with him.
How much had he improved kind of right before the injury? It looked like maybe late in camp he had really started to make a lot of plays.
He was. You know, he was taking great strides, and not only, you know, in terms of offensively, but in the special teams game as well.
Also today, it sounded like you were kind of riding A.J. Johnson a little bit. Was that just a motivational thing for you? Was he a little slow today?
Consistency. Every week, you know, AJ's a model of consistency, but sometimes I use AJ to motivate other guys. AJ Johnson brings it every day, every game. I really don't have to prod him to practice. He understands the standard and the expectations. Sometimes it's just having fun, and sometimes it's motivating him for others.
What's running quarterbacks, kind of whether they're
Yeah.
extending plays with their feet or when plays break down, all that kind of stuff, kind of giving y'all fits this year, whether it's Mariota or Murphy or Murray. What's kind of, when you put your finger on maybe why that's been the case,
Sure.
it's been something different every time? Is it schematic? Is it just discipline? Or is it just that guy making a play?
I think it's the landscape of college football. You know, from Manziel to Connor Shaw to the different, you know, players we've faced already. You know, I think it creates a space game. I think it starts with the discipline up front with your pass rush, is maintaining your points of pressure on the quarterback, and it's a game of inches. And when you're playing the talented players that we've played, Connor's one of those, that one individual out of place can hurt you. You know, they had 3rd and 17 last week, and he scrambles and he makes a first down. And those are backbreakers for a defense. And so I think it starts with the defensive front. I think it speaks of being in coverage, you know, and not coming off because you're being disciplined in the scramble drill. And it's creating space in one-on-one matchups. So I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but it's a challenging. We have struggled with that part of it, but I think the world of college football has struggled with that as well.
Thanks, guys.
All right? Thanks.